Hey everyone! So I just thought I'd do a quick mixed rundown of the song that you just heard, because all the guitars and the bass as well were done using the Darkglass Alpha Omega Ultra, actually. So let's get to it. First up, the drums are done using Superior Drummer 3, and here is how they sound on their own. So those were the drums, but let's get to the guitar, shall we? So first off, we got these two shuggy tracks panned to the left and the right, and here's how they sound on their own. So here is just the right guitar track without the plugins that I'm using. So I'm using the built-in noise gate from Logic, I'm using a channel EQ, and I'm using the bus driver compressor. So here's without any of the plugins. And here's with the noise gate and the EQ and the compressor. I'm scooping out a bit of the bass, quite a bit of the bass actually, on this guitar track. So so that's the rhythm guitar. Then we got this ambient type sound. Which is basically just me playing some octaves on the lead guitar's 8-string guitar. So I've got easy mix going here just for some ambient stuff. And then I've scooped out the bass and boosted some of the mids as well. So without any of the plugins, here's what the ambient stuff. So as I said, both the guitar and the bass tones were made using the Alpha Omega Ultra. For the guitar tracks, I loaded in a cabinet impulse from Rosen Digital Audio, and I'm using a Mesa Boogie rectifier cabinet. So here are basically the settings that I'm using for the guitar tone. This is a slightly overdriven guitar sound, which is very clear. And then I use the EBS Black Haze distortion pedal to get that good shuggy rhythm tone. So anyways, here are just the guitar tracks on their own. And now let's get to the bass, shall we? So for the bass, I actually used the Pulse Impulse Loader in Logic, and I'm using the Ampeg SVT cabinet. Normally I would load the impulse into the Alpha Omega Ultra, but I was in a bit of a flow, so I just disengaged the cabinet simulation and used the impulse loader in Logic instead. So anyways, here is without the impulse loader and the compressor and the EQ. There's a lot of pick attack going on there and a lot of dirt, and it sounds really nasty. But with some cabinet simulation and whatnot, it sounds like this. So for the EQ here in Logic, I've just scooped out some of the extreme bass and some of the highs, extreme highs, not that much going on really. So without the drums, here's what it sounds like. And then we get to the verse part, which is a lot more clean. So here I've got 3 clean tracks going, and I'm using basically the same setup for all of them. I'm using the ambient reverb preset in Easy Mix just to give it some ambience. Here's the center track. This is the Alpha Omega Ultra, completely clean and with the Mesa Boogie rectifier cabinet. Sounds really nice actually. And here's with the compression and the ambience. And then we got these 2 octave tracks panned to the left and right, which have the same thing going on for them basically. So what you're hearing is basically the Alpha Omega Ultra straight into Logic Pro X with just some ambience and some compression added. Not that much else actually, and that's pretty cool if you ask me. And for the bass I just disengage the drive and play with my fingers instead of with so there is that. Then for the next section, for the bridge, we're gonna get into some more shuggy stuff here. So I'm using the Lind Guitars H-Ring, like I said. I'm using the same settings for both the intro and this bridge section. Same settings on the EBS Black Haze and on the Alpha Omega Ultra. I'm just playing it in the lower register of the guitar. So here are just the guitar tracks. And with the bass. I should say for the bass tone, I basically, well, you could say I just flipped the EQ in a way. I boosted 1.5 kilohertz quite a bit and the low mids as well to get that additional cut that you need for the bass. So here is just the bass guitar. What you might not hear that clearly in the full mix is this scary arpeggio type thingy that I played, which is fading in. The same here is the Ambience preset in Easy Mix and a bit of EQ as well. And it helps to build towards the outro, which is basically the intro played again. So here's the heavy riff going into the outro. Okay, so there you have it. Like I said, everything was done using the Alpha Omega Ultra, both the bass and the guitar tracks. For bass, I used the Yamaha BB734A, and for guitars, I used the Lind Guitars Tunger 8, 8-string guitar. Hope you enjoyed this little breakdown, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye!